From the beginning, Frieza vs Goku wasn't supposed to be more than a one-time thing, but Frieza didn't only come back once, or twice, or 3 times, 4 times Frieza has come back, and each time, it has been a different level of power. So this is what Goku's power is in comparison to Frieza all throughout the years. Before I show you how the levels of power between Goku and Frieza have fluctuated throughout all this time, here is a quick word from our sponsor. This video has been sponsored by Yuzu and the guys over at Saint Seiya, based off the Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Masami Kurumada. This is a newly released mobile game which takes place in that universe. Knights of the Zodiac is an officially licensed game by Masami Kurumada, 100% restoring the story of this classic comic, Saint Seiya. The game was designed with artistic graphics equipped with fantastic special effects, and is voiced by some of the best Japanese voice actors in the industry, Code Geass and Attack on Titan. All of the characters and skills and techniques and moves you find in this game are based off the original animation, the original story. In fact, you can actually experience the original story of Saint Seiya through this game, so if you've never checked out that series, you can experience it through this game as well. At heart, this is an RPG game where you collect characters based on Masami Kurumada's renowned Saint Seiya series, relive the epic saga enriched with the stunning landscapes and beautiful graphics to bring all your favorite saints to life in full 3D. The original background music from the show is also kept, as well as performances from the original Japanese voice actors, for a truly first-class audiovisual experience. Collect every character from the series, mix and match to create your own strategies. In Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac, if you play it right, even the weak can overcome the strong. This game enables the players to make strategic decisions based off different skill combinations during combat and fighting with the most significant advantages. So to download this game, go to the first link in the description below or the first pinned comment, and the first 100 people to use the code EXPERTGAMES get a special bonus. And a big thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Yuzu. Starting things off, this is the highest gap in power that I can possibly imagine from birth. Goku being born at 2, and Frieza being born at around 120 million. This gap is the highest disparity in power at birth in the entire franchise. Goku being born at 2 and Frieza being born into 120 million, it's huge. However, Frieza couldn't control his power in this form. He had to make regressed forms. His first, second and third form are all regressions of what he was born into. So his first form's power level is about 500,000, which is still way above Goku's power level of 2. When Goku first arrives on Namek, his max power is around 180,000. Still not even close to Frieza, and this has been years of Goku training and honing his craft. He couldn't even get close to what Frieza was born into. We all know the story of Goku, but up until this point, Frieza hasn't trained a day in his life. However, when Goku confronts Frieza for the first time, at that moment he has surpassed his first, second and third form. Unfortunately, Frieza was already in his final form and only using 1%. This actually made things somewhat even. Goku was able to use Kaioken and get small boosts that put him on par with Frieza at 1% of his power. However, when Frieza began to use 50% of his power, it put him miles above Goku. At this point, his power level went to around 60 million. When all hope seems lost and it seemed like Goku was down and out of the fight, he became a Super Saiyan, and from this point onwards, Frieza has been left in the dust. Even at 100% of his power, he could not get close to Goku. Not for a very long time would he ever eclipse Goku again. Frieza comes back once in DBZ, and it's in his mecha form. This was pretty bad for Frieza. It's almost embarrassing how much he didn't even catch up to Goku at all. While spending his time on Yardrat mastering the Super Saiyan form, Goku well and truly has become Frieza's worst nightmare. As the story of Dragon Ball Z would go on, so would Goku, and he would get even more powerful. Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. At the end of Dragon Ball Z, this is where Goku and Frieza's powers stand in comparison to each other. In the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, Goku becomes a god, and of course, it only makes him more powerful. This is where the potential of Frieza really gets flipped on his head. No one knew he had this much potential before. He trained for 4 months and became stronger than anything we had ever seen in Dragon Ball, aside from Beerus and Whis. Frieza's power rose higher than Super Saiyan Blue Goku's, and it really comes back to their power level at birth. Frieza was born into the hundreds of millions, and Goku was only at a 2. So it makes sense that these intergalactic beings can train and get stronger faster over time, and it shows here. However, Frieza didn't spend enough time mastering this form, and Goku and Vegeta were able to get the win again. However, for the 4th and final time, Frieza comes back for the Tournament of Power, and this time, he was able to find a way to train while he was dead, and is now pretty much on par with Super Saiyan Blue Goku. There isn't much of a gap between them. However, Goku's power does rise higher when he brings out the Kaioken, and the biggest advantage Goku has over not just Frieza, but pretty much everyone. When he taps into Ultra Instinct, he is unstoppable, and it puts him all the way up here, and Frieza down here. It doesn't change. That is the levels of power between Goku and Frieza throughout the years. Let me know what you think. I want to thank you so much for watching, and stick around for a few seconds to hear more about the sponsorship of today's video. Partnerships just like the one in today's video really do help the channel, so I appreciate everybody who actually goes down and clicks the link. It really does give this channel a good rep. So burn your cosmos, the classic is back. 12 golden saints and all the classic characters are back in the sanctuary and waiting for your summon. The game really does enable players to make strategic decisions of different skill combinations during combat and fight with the most significant advantages. With its high definition 3D graphics, some may even call it a mobile game masterpiece that perfectly represents the original series. This is some tailored gameplay of what a boss battle would be in the game. As you can see, you've got all your characters going up against this huge gargantuan beast. And again, all of the characters and moves that you see in this game are in the real series too, so if you're a fan of this series, there's no reason not to download this game. On the other side of things, this is some gameplay of PvP. There is player versus player in this game, and that's where the most fun can be had in my opinion. All kinds of strategies and moves can be used in both these game modes. However, in PvP, instead of fighting one large guy, you're up against equally 5 other guys, an entire crew. What doesn't change throughout the game modes is the strategy that you have to use in these battles. The animations are slick and the graphics are sharp. So again, it's a call to action. The first 100 people that go down in the description and click the link and use code EXPERTGAMES. So be quick, be one of the first 100, and big thank you to Yuzu for sponsoring this video.